This weekend sounds like a great time to get outdoors. If you're an avid hunter or you just love the natural state, there are lots of things happening around Arkansas. Hayden Balgavy breaks down the latest on ducks, doves, and volunteerism in today's Outdoor Report.
Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Hayden Balgavy alongside Trey Reid with Arkansas Game and Fish, as he always is every Saturday. How are you, sir?
Happy Saturday, man. I'm good.
Happy Saturday, man. Weather's not too bad this week, too.
This has been a nice change this week.
You know,
a week ago, we were struggling.
Yeah. What's that? We're in false fall. We're almost to fall, but then I'm sure it'll get hot again, and then we'll be in real fall.
Of course. But I'll take it while we can get it, Hayden.
Well, I want to feel a little colder, so I want to talk a little duck season if we can. Just those cold temperatures, those cold waters that I dream of this time of year. Now, duck numbers, though, how are we looking right now?
Well, it's interesting you ask, Hayden. We just, the Fish and Wildlife Service just released the annual survey report of, they count ducks every year up on the Canadian and northern U.S. prairies, and do this with the Canadian Wildlife Service and other, Fish and Wildlife Service and other partners. But it's one of the longest running wildlife surveys in the country. It goes back to 1955. So it's a very valuable way to look at trends and track duck populations, and ultimately most folks know that ducks are managed both at the state level and at the federal level. So the feds tell us, here's the frameworks when you can have your season, and these numbers go into that. So a lot of build up to it's kind of a mixed bag. I mean, there is some good news. Numbers are up. I mean, overall duck numbers are up about 5%, and mallard numbers are compared to last year, and mallard numbers are up about 8% compared to last year. I know this was a big concern last year. Well, that's the thing. I mean, numbers are up, and single digits. I mean, it's not a lot, and what you really look at is the long-term average from 1955 to now, because you have fluctuations, and we're still with mallards 16% below the long-term average, and below about 4% below the long-term average for all total duck population. Now, does that mean the season's not going to be good in Arkansas? No, not necessarily. I mean, we all know as duck hunters, environmental factors, cold weather, more importantly, water on the landscape here in Arkansas, that really drives the duck abundance here in the state. But we know what we're starting with, right? And so that's one thing. I want to caution people to not to be overly optimistic about the numbers. I mean, it's good. Cautiously optimistic. But the thing is that we're up, like say I said, 8% mallards over last year. But last year was the lowest mallard count in 30 years. So we're up from a fairly low number. So, but hey, again, let's be positive. We are going the right direction.
Yes, we like the trend. Well, I know it felt like doomsday at times over the past couple of years where people are worried, they're panicking, but a nice trend.
It is to be going up. So much of it, Hayden, is duck numbers are driven by we talked about the abundance here in Arkansas driven by rainfall and water here. It's the same thing on the northern prairies. When those potholes up there get wet, and when there's been a lot of rain, snowfall and snow melt, that increases duck numbers. So it's kind of it's a trade-off. We're seeing some encouraging developments on the prairies. There was some late rain last spring, and that helped, but we can stand for things to get wetter up in Canada and the Dakotas.
Sure, we'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. Hoping for a good season when it rolls around. But right now, let's talk about the here and now. So some amazing opportunities for maybe some high school kids to volunteer, help you guys out.
Absolutely, man. We just rolled out a kind of a new volunteer program. With the LEARNS Act, high school students graduating in 2027 and after are going to be required to have 75 hours of community service work. We want to create some opportunities, and we've got some really
freshmen,
fun
listen
ones.
Up. You're a parent of a freshman. Listen right now.
Yeah, we obviously we've got some fun stuff we do at Arkansas Game and Fish, our conservation work, and just interactions with the public. I mean, we're talking things like helping with fishing derbies. We talked about the squirrel cook-off last week. We're going to have some volunteer opportunities there coming up on September 7th. I mean, the list is endless. We put on archery tournaments and trap shooting tournaments every year. We need warm bodies to help, pull the logistics of those things off. And so a lot of great opportunities, stream cleanups, all kinds of things. And so right now we're really asking the districts to get involved with Game and Fish. You go to agfc.com/volunteer, and then we'll ultimately have a portal on our website as those districts are, kind of get our endorsement to work through these volunteer programs. Then students that are wanting to get involved with those, just go register at the volunteer portal.
What a great way to get those hours. I mean, that's like, come on.
I mean, the beat's picking up trash,
that's what
right,
I'm
on the
side
of the highway.
Hours, come on. That's the best. I'm not going to say I wish I had it in high school, that it would be required, but I would happily do it, volunteer. It's awesome.
No, we've got a lot of great programs. We do. We talk about many of them here on the Outdoor Report. This is a way for, maybe if you're thinking about a career in natural resources conservation, maybe a way to get your foot in the door and get a little taste of it and see what it's all about.
I know a kid in the class of 2041 who will be volunteering. His name's Tanner Balgavy. He's only 18 months right now. Last thing I want to get into, brother, is we've talked about this. So a week from today, Labor Day weekend, a lot of folks say, hey, it's dove season. Not quite.
Yeah. 2 weeks from today. Yes. 2 weeks from today. Yeah, it opened September 7th this year, and we've started to get a few calls, people asking why that is. Well, September 1st falls on a Sunday this year, the day before Labor Day, a week from now, a week from tomorrow, I guess, actually. But I mentioned earlier, that like the feds tell us like when your seasons. Well, September 1st is the earliest you can start dove season in our region, and so we could have started on Sunday and then given people Labor Day. But man, 2 out of every 7 years it happens like this. We call it calendar creep. The way the first of the month falls in September, and so we decided after getting some call, the last time we did open on a Sunday, and a lot of hunters just like, even though it's Labor Day, I had to work the next day or family obligations, and so we just backed it up.
It feels like you're burning a day if you start on that Sunday. Now you're saving those dates for the weekend.
It's like, you're building up to that weekend, that Saturday opener like most of our seasons are, and then it's like, oh, I got to wait one more day.
Yeah,
so
we're not kicking off.
We're just asking you to wait 6 more days this year, but you'll have that full weekend. And I was telling you before we came on here, most dove hunters hunt the first day or two, and then they're done. So, but it is a fun way to kick off the season. Just wanted to offer that explanation because we are getting a lot of calls from folks asking.
I think it's a great way to go to, and you talk about it 2 out of 7 years. So we had an eclipse this year. It's an election year, and dove season starting just a few days later. It's just that year, folks. It's 2024. Man. Whew, let's get out there.
Let's get out there. This cool weather's got me excited, man.
I know, I'm fired up.
I hope it's like this the opening day of dove season.
Oh my gosh, me too. Hey, we don't want to say that for duck season. We want it much colder for duck season.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Dove season, we'll take it. Duck. Tracy, let's drop those temperatures, shall we? Trey, thank you so much. Good to see you, bud.
See you, buddy.
As always, remember, this is great information. If you need anything else, you just go to agfc.com. We've got stuff on thv11.com. Great opportunities, and folks, we're getting closer and closer to hunting season. So enjoy. Have a great Saturday.